down here because there's another. If we caught this breakdown here where the channel begins.
Yes.
There's another where we have triple, like I think, bottom.
Yes, on the here, down
if
here
we
at the
caught
bottom.
that, if we caught that, and whenever there's what seems to be, because on daily, that was obvious. On daily, there is major or bullish movement.
Yes.
Now, if I were to, or my question is, can I just maybe do the counter trend lines, and possibly without closing a trade that I take from down here on the major trend, and then I just add, if it's sell entries, I add sell entries back into the major trend, and then while it retraces, it is actually making some profits, and then when it breaks that counter trend line, then I scale in.
Okay.
Another situation there, or any other time it comes back to the major trend line. Sometimes I don't get entries, but just monitor it with the channels you did back to the major trend line for more entries.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good thing as well. What we do, there are two ways to always go about it. For example, once you have done a major long-term analysis, for example, the major target that I was looking at is this key level here. This key level here.
We still have to
go there, right? So according to this analysis that we did, it was a triple bottom on the daily, and we expected price to come all the way to this area here. So that is our first target there.
Yes.
So that being our target now, what we do in terms of counter trends and the major trend, what we do, for example, here, the buys, they started here. Once you have done the long-term analysis and you know where we are now possibly going long-term wise, this is your first entries. Your first entries, you took them here, right? Then when you see a counter trend happening now, what you can do, you might decide not to come out of these buys here, because this buy, you know that my target is where? Is there.
Up there.
Up there. So you won't come out of these buys, these ones. When you experience this counter trend moment, what you do, you can also as well, you can choose to either trade the counter trend or just leave it and focus on the what?
Let it drop and monitor it.
So either you trade the counter trend or you simply leave it and focus on your buys. Next entries, same target. Right? Counter trend again, either leave it or trade it, simply having the same target, same major target that we have. Then the last counter trend is this one now. This one, either it's going to break, once it breaks this that high there, one can even enter if it doesn't come to retest here. But if it does come to retest, that would be a good thing. We can actually enter from the bottom there. again. So the target is still the same. The long-term target is still the same. But check where you are scaling in. Check where you are scaling in.
Yeah. Looks good that way.
This is 4-hour time.
It doesn't have, yeah, for a newbie, you don't panic. Of course, the retracements are very scary.
Yes, they are.
But with the fib levels, I think you're somehow safe.
Yeah, true.
And then once there's that first retracement, a proper trend line down here appears. Now we are bouncing all the way to the key level.
Yes. So those are two ways with which you can trade. Either you can focus on the buys only, or you can trade both the buys and the sells. That means you also be trading the counter trend. You also can utilize that, but you can be adding, for example, here when you're trading the sells, you still have the buys. You still have the buys. You didn't close them. So meaning here, once you get to this area like that, first touch, second touch, third touch, there you come out of your what? Of your sells. You continue with your buys.
I wanted to also the sell, because that counter trend the sell we took yesterday,
yes,
was a bit tricky. Did you take it based on change of structure or character? Maybe on which one? Because it wasn't very obvious on my part. I saw that it could be retracing on M15 anyway.
Okay.
But it wasn't that obvious until you came up with your signal.
Okay, what happened yesterday was we had that triangle that we had in the morning, remember? That symmetrical triangle that we had. So for buys, we always wanted the market to break out of that symmetrical triangle that we had, of which the market didn't do that. So meaning if the market doesn't do what we're expecting, we simply look forward to what it is doing and we respond to what it is doing. So it didn't break out to the upside of that symmetrical triangle, but rather it broke out to the downside. Broke out to the downside, came back to retest. Then on the retest, that's where we said sell VIX, even though we knew that it was a counter trend. So a lot of factors, even you could have even looked at this trend line here.
Trend line,
This one. Broke, retest, so, then came all the way.
Yes. If say, let's just say you have 0.05 down here on the counter trend lines, would you be conservative or?
Right, on counter trend lines, I advise you be conservative, because that is a counter trend at the end of the day. It's a counter trend. It's best to use a lot size that is most probably half of your normal lot size.
Oh yes.
On counter trends. But on the major trend, you can use your normal lot sizes.
Yeah, because anything can happen there.
Yeah,
I was expecting this one to go all the way before it traces, to at least get up to the high of this one here, but oops. And this is where it confused, even if, because I think I had good buys down here on the first counter. There's something that looks again like triple bottom, if you like.
This first one.
Yeah, something that looks like. Yeah, somewhere there, I think on the third
Something like
touch.
this. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's
So
also, yeah.
yes. So if I had this in mind, I wasn't supposed to even bother myself much because I was in and out there, and that can be
In and
that
out, in and
can be,
out. You're now, it's like you're not guessworking
yeah.
now. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think the best way would be to have this major whatever trend. I open maybe 3 windows or more of the same instrument and have it clear, like you did here, and then move on to another window where I'm going to reproduce that, now getting down to lower time frames with all those, dirty work, such
Okay.
that every time something happens, I can get back to the higher, that window where everything is clear. This is an uptrend.
Yes. I understand you. So smaller time frames, if ever you are not careful to always come back to check the higher time frame for confirmations, you might get stuck thinking now maybe the trend has changed, or so smaller time
Yeah,
frames.
there's a lot of dancing.
Yes, a lot of noise there, and so you actually need to be coming back now to the higher time frame to see, is there any major change on my higher time frame, or it's just the smaller time frame is just making noise.
You see, even the H4 didn't show any signs of what I
Yes,
saw on the
never, it never showed any
but
signs.
there we are. We are now selling hard, and
And the H4 is not
I got,
showing anything.
yes.
Eh,
This is and it almost showed some breakouts on your trend line there, and H1 was also, because I think that week H1 was, it was almost like a breakout. Yes.
yes.
Yes. Ah,
Smaller time
this,
frames,
as you said.
if ever you're not careful, they might confuse you.
Mm, mm.
They might
But
just
this is
confuse you.
enlightening. This is enlightening, seriously. Yeah. So
Yeah,
this is
so
like you don't care. You don't care what, as long as those two chaps are still fine with you.
yes,
Then whatever movement is happening there, it doesn't have to scare you off.
not even.
Wow.
Not even. So it's now an effortless thing now.
Yes.
no
And
longer stressful and all of that.
yeah. Then I said something, I don't know if you saw it, about those hesitations. It appears to be the case. I don't know. Again,
Like
I don't
what?
know if the hesitations normally before we take off to any direction.
Okay, so those ones now, it's simply a way of taking out the impatient and also people who don't know what they're doing. If someone does not know really what they are doing, they can be shaken by that and change their decision.
Because it gives ample opportunity before it takes off. I'm going to be talking and maybe muting myself because there's someone playing around here.
All right, I know it's fine. It's fine.
That's Rati. Rati is there. Maybe she's going to tell you the kicks that she gave. I don't know what.
Rati, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. What's up? What's up your side? I just woke up.
Okay.
You're not alone.
Yeah. You traders, hey, you wake up anytime that you want.
I think I slept around 3 a.m. though.
You see
Or
now.
4.
Okay. It's understandable. Me by 8, I must be up for ready and kicking.
Or because you are now on the stocks as well.
Yeah, like the currencies and the indices, like by 8, I must be watching what is currently happening before the rest of the day goes, just to see the opportunities that so unlike the VIX and these ones, I can just wake up 2 a.m. and do my thing.
Do your thing.
Yeah, and these ones, anytime is tea time.
Now, this is 1 hour, right?
Yes, this is 1 hour.
We are on each. Okay. Is it safe again to have our trend line now back, anticipating that drop to your entry there?
To have a trend line, a trend line that will be broken.
Yes.
Something
to
like
drop
this.
Down to your, yes. So that whenever, if and when it drops down to your entry point there, anticipated entry point.
Okay. It's also fine.
I want to believe that maybe on 30 or 15, it's a nice channel.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This is 30.
But then I have to avoid hangover, because once you get glued to these ones, you see nice things and you forget
Yeah, that's the problem now. If you focus now on this, but it's also a good trend line, that one, because it can.
I was saying something.
Uh-huh.
You remember when it was dropping, when we gave the sell, if you can check your messages, I said I'm waiting for a fresh, because it just made I think it was H1. I'm waiting for a bounce that, like, down here close to the trend line, and I forgot that, and it went and created the a fresh key level and played around it before it took off.
Yeah.
Oh, that. I started even seeing flags there. You see, the lower time frames are
Lower time frames, they confuse you now. You see now flags and what. Yet if you go to a high time frame, there's nothing like that. But if ever you see a flag now on the high time frame, or that certain thing on a higher time frame, like if you see it on an H1, H4 daily, then that's why you now need to know that things are about to happen.
But I'm happy. I anticipated one of your reversal patterns.
What?
Remember that? I anticipated one of your reversal patterns last night.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's good progress. It's good progress. So here, the break here, it's actually going to give beautiful entries, the break of this level here. It's going to give us beautiful entries. So here, either price is going to drop a little, touch this trend line and go, or it can just drop, confuse people, come down, then go. That is also possible. So we're looking forward to those two most probably scenarios Two most probable scenarios: either touch the trend line and go, or break this trend line, come down, confuse people, then go. I hope it's clear. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so that is it for the VIX75. We are still in a major uptrend. Nothing has changed. We are still in a major uptrend, and we are expecting price to still push higher. We still expect price to push higher from where it is. Basically, I'm expecting something like this. Let me just see. Something like this. I'm expecting it to happen from after it breaks this channel. After it breaks out of that level, I'm expecting something like this, all the way to our target, which is this key level there. So once that level, that area is broken, expect serious movements there. There are moves whereby VIX can even go without coming back to retrace. Do you know that? Whereby after a breakout, whilst you're busy waiting for a retracement, VIX sometimes it's gone, not even giving you a chance. There are moments like that because that's a major trend. When patterns, when breakouts are happening along the major trend, those breakouts, they've too much momentum, too much force to an extent that sometimes retracing back to that trend line, back to that broken level, sometimes they don't really happen. You just go. And people will be waiting for a retest, that's a too common way of trading. Simply waiting for a retest, especially on the VIX, especially when you're trading the major trend as well. So there are two ways to always trade. The best way to trade a breakout, depending on how it has happened, is always to either you can enter immediately after the breakout and have your tight stop loss below the previous candle, or you can wait for the retest if it does happen. So sometimes they don't really happen where you expect them to happen. You can break here, then you expect it to come and retest here, then boom, boom. It goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. It's like this area. It's like this area here. If you check this breakout, this was the candle that broke out, right? So that breakout, if you check, many people, they are busy waiting for a retest here. Breakout here, went all the way. So there are breakouts which you need to enter immediately after the breakout, because, for example, that breakout, if you check, let's say you put your stop loss just below here. After this breakout, then you enter your stop loss just below here. Your stop loss is reasonable. It's not like it's scary. It's not even scary. It's reasonable. You can enter immediately after the breakout. You don't even need a retest. If ever a retest happens to you, it's simply a bonus to scale in more or to enter again another trade. But basically that breakout, if you check that breakout, after the breakout, VIX went all the way, never retested. Here, can you see it? That area there. So
I'm still there. Yes.
So do you understand now? So that area there, that is a key area there. Key area there. Once it's broken, once it's broken, things are bound to happen. That is a very, very key area.
Yes.
So how is Crash 500 going? That one is a stable one.
That thing flew. It flew without me seeing it. But you know, there was a daily level there. After breaking that, Mamma Mia. I'm sorry, there's some.
I know it's fine. It's fine.
Noise. Okay.
It's okay.
It flew. It flew. And wow, the last time I checked, it was flying.
Hey.
Well, I saw people, you know, those adrenaline junkies. I think there's some chaps in, well, I wouldn't mention now that you're recording. They were taking those, let me just say, those 1 minute chaps.
Yeah.
They were taking cells somewhere at key level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were attempting cells.
Yeah, attempting cells. Yes, I like that.
Attempting cells in a major uptrend.
My goodness. It was a nice bullish movement.
A very beautiful one. A very, very beautiful.
Yes. Oh.
We actually
oh, there they are.
We actually had an analysis.
Yeah, look at that.
So we analyzed it using Smart Confluence 3.0, some of the concepts in Smart Confluence 3.0.
I think I'm going to enjoy some things here.
It's serious. It's serious.
Yeah, I'm looking at certain things there.
It's serious here. So this is how we caught it. This is how the buy happened. So it actually reached our target now. Now it's on our target. That's where we actually expected it to start dropping. So this was
now this is where the junkies can.
Yes, they're supposed to start selling around this area. That's where I expect people to start selling, not anywhere in between. If ever you're going to sell,
my brother. Yeah. Well, I can't wait.
So it was a simple move, that one. A simple move to the upside. A simple move to the upside.
No, I can't wait for 2.0 and
it's going to be interesting. Trust me.
Yes. No, I'll get there. I think you can see some commitment, yeah?
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's really interesting. Just wait and see.
Yeah.
What is coming.
Look at that. The BOS, the OBs, equal highs. Yeah, I'm already, excited. I'm already excited.
And people were busy trying to sell when this thing was pushing like that.
Now I'm waiting to see how you picked that OB up there. That's the
at
thing.
the top.
Yeah.
That is you understand these things, don't worry.
Sure. But seriously speaking, I can't wait for that moment. I think you enlightened me a lot on what I'm doing now.
Yes.
What I'm doing now. Well, you gave a good shape in what was thrown into the air, Now you ordered that and made some frame.
Yeah, so it's like this, Mr. Mjaki. Every concept, everything that we are discussing, it has enough power to make you money. Everything. Whatever you have gathered so far in 1.0, it has potential to make you money if ever you are consistent on it and disciplined on it. Right now, if I tell you there are people who are making good monies on 1.0, just with 1.0, we haven't spoken about 2.0, 3.0 to them. We simply told them about 1.0, explained a few concepts on 1.0, explained the major concepts in 1.0, and they're already making good money for themselves just by sticking to that. And they are sticking to that. They are not jumping anywhere else and trying to, they are sticking to that. They are consistent to that.
Wow. This is on what time frame is that again?
Oh, this one is the daily.
Wow, look at that. So my goodness, if those guys, because this chap started selling there, but now the problem with them, they are in and out. Because I would have held the thing down there the whole day.
What? The buy or the sell?
That little cell there from the
Or
OB
from
up there.
From here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one started today.
If I caught, yeah. This is today.
Yeah, this is today's daily.
They start, this is from the 2-ish roundabout there.
Yes.
But even that, you're supposed to be holding the thing, dropping with it like a rock. Because now, I look at this now.
Ish.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
People they have to learn, man. Ish.
Yes.
The problem now, the ones who are not informed are the ones making noise now. That's the problem.
Yeah, a bit noisy. Yeah.
Confusing everyone now. Everyone is now confused. They don't know what.
It looks too simple when they say all those things and they scare people off. Because think of a buy in a crash.
Yes.
I would run away. Think of a sell in a boom.
Hey.
I would ask you, are you mad? Because they instill that fear and keep you low in those 1 minute thing. And you think that if this thing crashes, it can one candle can close all those bullish candles in one, single. But there you still have those long candles of, of bullish momentum.
Yes. I believe those guys are the ones who are actually putting this fear into people because they trade spikes. They've brought this concept of spikes to people. So
they give a signal. You try to eat something, they're celebrating.
They're busy celebrating one spike, one candle, like 1 minute, one minute candle.
Yeah.
Say, pa, I spiked. We are killing. We're killing.
We're killing.
Killing what when you put 1 minute candle? Come on. Because what it does is they now force people now to use insane risk management, to risk crazily, because they only can identify those small opportunities.
But even with that, if you were to get down to M1 for just entries up there and forget for the day, like now, I think they would be in deep.
They should ask from us these things. Should we start selling now?
Look at that.
They should ask and inquire.
Hey, is it okay to go now?
Should we enter?
Should we enter? Yes.
They should ask. This was a simple entry. This is 1 hour. 1, 2, 3.